So the Ring of Honor voting has begun. And it starts off with none other than James Breach, or it says here Jim Breach, but his actual full name is James Breach. Let me see his actual full name. 1 second. It is going to be James Thomas Breach, but he is called Jim Breach. So we got James Brooke, Chris Collinsworth, David Fulcher, Max Montoya, Dave Lapham, Lamar Parrish, excuse me. I've watched 1,000 videos, by the way, before this on how to say every single player's name. So if I butcher one, I'm really going to be mad at myself. Bob Trumpy and Reggie Williams. I believe I said every single name correct, as again, I watched 1,000 videos on this before this started. Bengals captain, right here, went ahead and posted this. Shout out to him. But if we go back, I was literally watching, Lamar Parrish and how to say his name, so I make sure I say this correctly.
Lamar Parrish, number 20.
Hold up.
It fell squarely on rookie Lamar Parrish, number 20.
I was watching it over and over again to make sure I didn't butcher these names. But nonetheless, let's start off with our first guy, which obviously is Jim Breach. And Jim Breach was a kicker for us. 5'6", 161 pounds. Again, it does say Jim Breach, but his actual name is James Thomas Breach. He went by Jim, though, so did play for us for a very, very long time. Now, I'm going to be very biased here, and I'm just going to tell you this right now. The Ring of Honor, for me, I believe, should include Dave. Dave, I think, should make it. Lapham should make it. He's an absolute amazing, part of this community, and obviously all of these guys are, but if I had to choose one, I'm going Dave here. And, see, I don't. Collinsworth is hard because he talks so bad about us. He talks so negative about us. And that's my biggest issue with Collinsworth is if you listen to any type of media ever, he is so negative about the Bengals, which automatically makes me want to take him off the list because of that. I'm going Lamar Parrish, and I'm going with Dave Lapham. That's who I'm going with personally. I want to go Chris Collinsworth because I've seen Chris Collinsworth play, but I can't. He's so negative about us, and maybe I'm crazy to say that. That's my only issue with him would be that. Next one we have on here, though, is James Brooke, who is an amazing running back for us. James Brooks. Obviously, running back from 81 to 92. Again, put up some insane stat line. Very, very nice. What's the most? He had the most touchdowns he had in a single season was 8, which was 88. So, looks like put up 1,000 yards, 1,239 yards. Wow. Great season, actually. This season right here was his best. 89 was his best season. He went to Cleveland. Why do I feel like every Hall of Famer, or I guess he's not a Hall of Famer, but every player who leaves us always ends up going to Cleveland? Oh, man, I feel like that always happens. We got Chris Collinsworth, who, again, I love Chris. I do. I don't like how he is very negative toward us as a franchise. He played for us his whole entire career, and he hates us more than anything, it seems like. Again, I understand the concept of, you leave a team, you don't have good, love and affection toward that team. But again, keep in mind, this is also a guy who literally milks the crap out of Patrick Mahomes. He loves to give Patrick Mahomes all the praise. He doesn't give Joe anything, which you would think he would give Joe a lot of praise. I mean, you have Chad Johnson, who loves to give Joe Burrow praise, for rightfully so, but not the case with Chris Collinsworth. Between him and Tony Romo, they've, to a point, have made football unwatchable when it comes to them commentating. They've gotten to a point where it's unwatchable to even listen to them because they're so frustrating how much they absolutely glaze Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. It's to a point where you almost want to hate Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes because of how much they glazed them. And I feel like there's probably people out who hate them just because of that. When you have like one commentator who just nonstop glazes the same exact guy, just like, okay. And then we got Lamar Parrish. Okay, Lamar Parrish, let's see. He was, in fact, a defensive back for us for a very long time, actually. So he was defensive back for 7 years. Nice. I feel like back in the day, too, like back in the 70s and 80s, I feel like players didn't end up on like 50 different teams like they do nowadays. Like nowadays, a player can start with one team and end up like 50 other teams before he retires. I feel like back in the day, it was like a little bit different. Because some of these guys, like a lot of these guys, ended up being on the same team the whole time. Because it's not like nowadays with travel and how, easily football has evolved, where they're making so much money, it's not hard for them to go from one location to the next. Back in the day, back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, these guys had second jobs. They weren't just football players. They were football players, and then they were also, mailman. They were also worked at grocery stores and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy, to be honest. And we're talking about 2004, 2008 Reggie Williams. We're talking about back in the day, who played for us for 13 years. Yeah. Again, like I said, I'm going with Lamar Parrish, and I'm going with Dave Laprin. Absolutely love Dave. I love all of our guys, obviously, but Dave Laprin does have a special place in my heart. Like that man will always have a special place in my heart, no matter what. So, love that man as always. Peace out, guys.